Hello learners, trust all you are doing well. On behalf of Skill Edge, I am CA Ankit Bajaj. Are most of the students they ask this question from us that what is the difference between finance and accounting? So in today's talk, I will discuss the difference between finance and accounting and key functions of finance and accounting in various industries. What job opportunities are available under finance profile and accounting profile. And also I will be discussing about qualification and skill set required for finance job and accounting job. So with the help of this session, you will be able to understand the actual difference between finance and accounting. So first of all, I will be discussing that what are the key differences between finance and accounting. So first of all, I will be discussing about finance. So if you see here, so basically finance is management of money and investment, right? So let's suppose every company requires money to run their business. What company will be doing? Company will be raising money from different sources. Now, who will help company to raise money? So definitely there will be a financial analyst or there will be a person from finance who will be helping company to raise money from different sources. So once company will raise the money, what company will do here, then company will allocate this money into different projects, right? Company will be allocating this money in project 1, in project 2, in project 3, right? So these decisions are to be taken by a guy who is from finance, or you can say it's a core function of finance, right? So I have already discussed that if you are learning finance, so it means you will be helping the company to raise the capital, and also you will be advising how to allocate this capital to generate better return for the organization, right? So generating better return opportunities is the function of finance, right? If I talk about accounting, so basically what is accounting? Accounting means you will be recording the transaction. So let's suppose if company is buying something, let's suppose company is purchasing some raw material. So what account in accounting, what you will be doing, you will be recording journal entries in books of accounts, right? Let's suppose company is selling some product. So what you will be doing, you will be recording journal entry for selling of those products. Company is incurring some expenses, company is paying salary, company is paying electricity bill, you will be recording journal entries, right? Once you record all the journal entries, after that what you will be doing, you will be preparing the summary of those journal entry. And what will be the summary of those journal entry? That will be financial statement, which is P&L, balance sheet and cash flow statement. So this is what actually accounting means here, right? So what you have to do, what will be your function if you are appointed as an accountant of some company? So here, recording, maintaining, reporting of company's financial record, then responsible for ensuring that all financial transactions are correctly entered and financial statement is correctly prepared. This is going to be your function if you are choosing accounting as a career, right? Now if I talk about career, so basically what where you will be getting the job if you are choosing finance as a career. Obviously when you are learning finance, you have to learn accounting. But let's suppose if you are going for a core finance profile, so there you can become an investment banker, you can become a wealth manager, you can become a financial planner and analysis you can do. So these types of job profile you will be getting. But let's suppose if you are going towards accounting profile, you are going for accounting profile, so definitely you will be joining some manufacturing company where you will be recording the transactions of those manufacturing company. Or there are many big firms like KPMG, Deloitte, EY. What they do, they recruit many professionals who can help them in preparation of books of accounts, because their core function is financial accounting, right? So this is what a basic difference between accounting and finance. Now further we will be discussing more differences between accounting and finance. So if I give you the summary, right? So if I talk about the clients, who can be the clients if you are appointed as a accountant of some business? So your client will be individuals, business, governments, right? So individual can be Mukesh Ambani, individual can be individual can be you, right? If I talk about businesses, so businesses can be Reliance, Reliance, Tata Limited, Hana, JP Morgan. These all are businesses. So government also required these kind of services. So they also appoint some people as an accountant. Similarly for finance also, you will be getting individual as a client, business as a client, government as a client. But their clients are quite different from accounting clients. Why I'm saying, because basically insurance company, banking companies, they require more finance guy as compared to accountant, right? If I talk about employer, so who is going to be the employer? I've already discussed about the employer. So in this case, public accounting firms, that is KPMG, Deloitte, EY, or corporates, some manufacturing company like Tata, Reliance, they will be hiring you for the purpose of accounting. Here, if I talk about in finance, so banking companies, investment company, insurance company, financial institutions, what they do, they appoint finance guy, right? What will be the responsibility? So responsibility in case of financial statements, so accountant will be preparing the financial statement, right? Accountant will be preparing the financial statement. And what will be the responsibility in case of finance? You will be analyzing that financial statement. So let's suppose if I take example of accountant. So what accountant will be doing? Accountant will be preparing financial statement for the year 2019, for the year 2020, for the year 2021, right? So once accountant has prepared P&L, balance sheet, cash flow statement, right? Now what finance guy will be doing here? Finance guy will be analyzing these financial statements. So the basic function is to be performed by accountant, and after that finance guy will be analyzing these financial statement, and he will be forecasting, or he will be preparing forecasted financial statement, whether to decide whether to invest in this company or not, right? So let's suppose if Reliance Limited, they want to invest in Zomato Limited. So what financial analyst of Reliance Limited will be doing here? He will be analyzing the financial statement of Zomato Limited, which has been prepared by their accountant, and he will forecast the market price of Zomato's limited share, or he will try to forecast that how Zomato will perform in future. So if financial analyst found that Zomato will perform outstanding in future, right? So definitely he will suggest Reliance Limited to invest in Zomato Limited. Otherwise, finance guy will deny to invest in Zomato Limited, right? So if you see, finance guy, they basically they do analysis of financial statement. Accountant, they prepare financial statement. Now if I talk about backward looking, so if you see, when you prepare, being accountant, let's suppose you have prepared the financial statement for the year 2019, right? Obviously in balance sheet, what you do, you record closing balance, right? You record closing balance of stocks, you record closing balance of debtors, right? You record closing balance of liabilities, right? You record closing balance of assets, right? These closing balance will become opening balance of financial year 2020. पक्के पक्के से these closing balance will become opening balance. This is what a meaning of backward looking. So if you want to prepare current year financial statement, so what you will be doing, you will be checking the financial statement of previous, you will be taking out some closing balances, and with the help of those closing balances, you will be preparing current year financial statement. This is what a backward looking, right? Now if I talk about finance, so in finance we do a forward looking. I've already told you, when you will be appointed as a financial analyst of some company or finance manager of some company, so you will be forecasting the financial statement, right? You will try to find out, let's suppose we are in year 2020, right? Now if I want to invest in some company, so definitely I will try to find out the future cash flows of company, that how much profit company will be earning in coming 5 years, right? So this is my work. I will be forecasting the revenue, I will be forecasting the expenses, and this is what a forward looking, right? So analysts, they always do forward looking work with the help of previous financial statements. So they will use these financial statement, and they will forecast the revenue, they will forecast the profit, they will forecast the expenses, and they will decide whether to invest or not, right? What will be the focus of accounting? So focus of accounting will be always accuracy and reliability, right? Each and every transaction should be recorded properly, values should be recorded accurately, and if you're recording transactions accurately, then you will be able to prepare reliable financial statement, right? So your financial statement are to be used by stakeholders, right? So you might be knowing who can be the stakeholder. Every person who is linked with company in any mode, in whether directly or indirectly, they will be treated as a stakeholder. So equity shareholders, they are a stakeholder. Creditors, they are stakeholders. Government, they are stakeholders. Lenders, they are stakeholders, right? Investors, they are also stakeholders. So they all are stakeholders who will be using the financial statement. Now what will be the function of focus of this finance or financial analyst, they will take insight from financial statement and they will analyze. I've already told you they forecast the revenues, they forecast the profit. This is what analysis. They will be calculating the future ratios. These all things are the functions of finance guy, right? If I talk about business purpose, so what will be your purpose? Why you are preparing financial statement? Just to communicate information to the stakeholders that how company is performing, right? And here, what will be your function? You will try to add value. You will find out whether company will be performing good in future or not, right? Accordingly, you can suggest to your company that according to our financial statement, which we have forecasted, it shows that this company will not perform better in future. So you should not invest in that company, right? Or if according to our understanding, we have prepared forecasted financial statement and we believe that this company will perform outstanding in future. So definitely you should invest into that company. Now thought process, right? Rules based thought process. So if you see, whenever you prepare financial statement, you have to follow accounting standards. You should have good knowledge of accounting concepts, terminologies, right? Accounting principles. These things you have to follow if you are preparing financial statement. That is the reason we say it as a rule based accounting, right? It means you have to follow the rules which are issued by accounting bodies, right? Now if I talk about thought process, when you are working as a financial analyst, so you have to do analysis, right? There are no rules, right? What you have to do, you have to use your brain, you have to do the analysis, you have to calculate multiple ratios, you have to make the assumptions, right? You will be making the assumptions to forecast the revenue, right? So let's suppose if I take example of Zomato. Zomato is right now a loss-making company, but even though what valuer has done, they have valued Zomato at rupees 60,000 crore. They have given value of 60,000 crore to Zomato, and Zomato is a loss-making company. They have never made any profit. How they have valued that company? They have made some assumption. They thought that Zomato will be coming up with new idea, that is cloud based kitchen, and accordingly they made assumption and they have valued the Zomato, right? So here you will be making the assumption. Attention to detail, definitely you have to follow the rules. Your financial statement should be accurate, so there you have to give high attention. Here also you will be giving high attention. So generally, who are appointed as a financial accountant of big companies? So chartered accountant or certified public accountant, right? Here, who can become financial analyst? There is no restriction, but usually who becomes financial analyst? MBA, those who have done MBA or those who have done PGDM, or those who have done certification courses on financial modeling or valuation analyst, right? If you have done such certification courses, you are eligible to become financial analyst of some company. So in Skill Edge, we provide specific training on these profiles. We provide training on modeling. We provide training on financial instruments, financial analyst, credit analyst. These all training we provide at Skill Edge. So you can visit to Skill Edge profile for more knowledge about analyst profile. Now, if I talk about personality differences, right? So what will be the personality of accountant, right? So here if you see, so accountant will be accountable. He is preparing financial statements, so he should be accountable. If there is some financial error, accountant will be responsible that why this error occurred in financial statement, right? Detail oriented, you have to record every journal entry in detail and you should have knowledge of all the journal entries. Rule based thinking, you have to follow accounting standards. Risk management, right? You will be managing the risk, right? If you are not able to record transactions, so risk will come on you. Procedure oriented, so here in accounting we follow the procedure. We record journal entry, then we prepare ledgers, then we prepare trial balance, then we prepare financial statement. So this procedure we have to follow every time to prepare financial statement, right? Concerned with accuracy, definitely you have to record each and every transaction very carefully, so you should get accurate answer. If I talk about finance, so analytical skills are required. You should be inquisitive and high attention to detail. Think about scenarios, right? You have to think about worst case scenario, best case scenario, or moderate case scenario, right? So if you're making assumption and you're thinking that Zomato will give huge profit, and this is your assumption, so you are very you're thinking about best case scenario, but you should not always think about best case scenario. So if you want to more learn about financial analysis, so you can attend our free lectures at Skill Edge website, right? concerned with adding values, you have to suggest company whether they should invest or not. This is what a meaning of adding value, right? Business development skills, it means you will be presenting everything to the top management, right? So you should have business development skills, presentation skills, etc. Problem solving, Hana, here your work will be analysis. So you should know how to do analysis, and when you will be doing analysis, you will be forecasting several things. So at that time, problem solving skills are very much important. Now, if I talk about next part, corporate functions, right? So what will be the functions? We have already discussed these things, but still quickly I will read it out. Bookkeeping, it means accounting you will be doing. Tracking of revenue and expenses. Every time you have to record revenue expenses in P&L account. Internal reporting, Hana, you will be showing your financial statement to directors, CFO, CEO before presenting it in front of shareholders, right? So you have to present these financial statement to internal managers. Then financial reporting. Financial reporting means when you are presenting these financial statement to shareholders. Right? This is what a financial reporting. Auditing, so some external auditor will be coming to your organization for auditing purpose, so you have to coordinate with them. This is what will be your next function, that is auditing. So chartered accounting will be coming to your organization. He will be asking you how you have recorded this transaction. So at that time you have to be very attentive and you have to give answer. We have discussed about risk management. If I talk about finance, so funding the business, that means you will arrange fund for the business. Raising capital, you will raise capital on behalf of company. Budgeting and forecasting, you have to do forecasting, you have to allocate the funds properly. This is going to be your function. Merger and acquisition, most of the time financial analysts, they are involved into merger and acquisition. So if your company is acquiring some other company, so you will be valuing that company whether your company should acquire that company or not. You will be preparing corporate strategy. Corporate strategy generally means, if let's suppose your company is a profit making company, so you have to suggest when they should invest their money in other company and when they should sell their securities of other company. This is going to be your function. So thanks a lot, guys. Stay tuned with us with Skill Edge Academy for more and better learning. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to click the bell icon. #स्किल से करियर तक हम आपके साथ हैं.